This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So, hi everyone. Welcome to SAP S4 HANA SD certification training. Okay. So, in the course S4 600 Business Processes in SAP S4 HANA Sales. In this course, today we are covering this topic complaints processing. This topic we are covering. In this, we will cover creating credit memo requests, canceling billing documents, and creating returns. These topics we will cover today. Entire unit we will cover. Okay. So in the complaint processing, the topics that we are going to cover there, we will see what is complaint processing. Basically, we'll understand what is complaint processing. What are the different processes in complaint processing? We will see that. Then we will see credit memo and debit memo request. How to create this credit memo request, we will see. How to process this credit memo and debit memo request, we will see. Credit memo request workflow, that also we will see. Then cancellation of billing document. How to cancel a billing document, under which scenarios the billing document is cancelled, we will see. And then customer returns, how the customer returns happens in the system, in the system, when the customer returns the material product back to the organization, how it is done in SAP, we will see. So these are the topics we will be covering in the complaints processing. Okay. So first we will understand what is complaints processing. Okay. During the many steps involved in the sales and distribution processes, things can go wrong. Okay. So normally, if you recollect what is our flow, you create a sales order. Normally, what is our flow? You create a sales order. Okay. And then after that we create outbound delivery. Okay. After that, what you do? Pgi pgi. Okay. And after that, what you do? We will do the billing. We will do the billing. Okay. Post goods issue. Post goods issue, this is the our regular flow, normal flow. Then we will do the billing. But sometimes in between or at the billing stage, you may have some problems. So those problems we are discussing, complaints kind of thing. This is a normal happy flow kind of thing. So sometimes if the problem comes, how to handle them is a question. Okay, that we are discussing. For example for example, the delivered material may be damaged during transportation, or you may have incorrect prices on your invoice. So you deliver the product. Let's say the scenario is you create sales order for 10 pieces. Okay. And then outbound delivery created for 10 pieces. Okay. Okay. And then goods issue is also done for 10 pieces. Billing is also done for 10 pieces. Okay. But customer, upon receiving, he says only 8 pieces are good. 8 pieces good. 8 pieces good. Remaining are damaged. Remaining 2 damaged. Good. And remaining 2 pieces got damaged. Okay. So in this scenario, you already did the billing for 10 pieces already. You send the invoice for 10 pieces already. So now in this scenario, what to do? How to handle these situations we are discussing today. Okay. To handle such issues, you can use certain standard document types for complaint processing. The most important of these document types are credit and debit memo request. We will see this in the system. Use it to credit and debit a certain amount to a customer. So in that case, you have to deduct the amount. In the first case, if two parts are damaged, you have to deduct some amount from the customer pending amount. Okay, outstanding. So those kind of things we will discuss. And returns, used when the customer returns the goods to you. So sometimes customer says, in this scenario, two damaged. In this scenario, you just reduce the amount. He says sometimes, let's say all the 10 got damaged. All the 10 pieces got damaged. So in that case, what customer says, I am returning all your 10 total quantity. Then either you supply with a new material, or you send me the credit memo. I don't know, you totally what do you call, deduct the amount. Okay, so those kind of scenarios we are discussing. Okay. So in many cases you create the particular documents with reference to an existing process. So when you are creating this credit memo, debit memo requests, or return document, these you create with the reference document, existing reference documents, which I will show it in the system. In this way you always have a complete document flow of the process, including all the relevant complaint documents. So you will have an entire flow link you will have, which we will see. Okay. You create an invoice correction request if there is a price difference or quantity in the billing document. This anyhow we will discuss later. Invoice correction request. Okay, so we are discussing this one. You create an order, sales order, then you do outbound delivery, you deliver the product to the customer, then you do the billing, you send the invoice to the customer. Then customer comes up with some complaints, damaged goods or incorrect invoice. So the process, so options you have is, you ask him to return the product, one option, one process if it is a damaged one. Second one, you have the option of creating credit memo and debit memo requests. Okay, or you deduct amount, or sometimes you want to charge more amount. Okay, and then you create credit memo and debit memos directly, that is also possible. Okay, and then invoice correction request. Okay, so these four processes you have basically. So in this today we will be covering a credit memo request creation. Using that credit memo request we will create a credit memo, that is also we will cover. And returns also we will cover. And invoice correction request we will be covering when we go to the billing topic exclusively. When we discuss about billing in detail, that time we will cover this invoice correction request. Okay. So first we will start with the credit and debit memo request. Okay. So credit and debit memo request can be created with reference to a billing document or a sales order. In this way, a system can determine the correct quantity and value from the preceding document. Okay. When the documents are created, the system asks you to enter an order reason for evaluation purposes. So let's go and create. Okay, so the scenario is like this. Okay, you create a sales order for 10 pieces, outbound delivery 10 pieces, you did the goods issue for 10 pieces, billing 10 pieces. Okay, now let's say the price of the product is, let's say 100. Let's say per piece it is 100. One piece, one piece equal to 100 currency, euro, let's say. Let's take it as a euro. So how much you charge to him here? 10 into 100. Okay, so how much did you charge? 1000 you charged. So now, but in the two pieces got damaged. So two pieces means what is the amount? 2 into 100. So 200 euro you have to deduct to him. Okay, so for this first you will create a credit memo request. Okay, 200 you have to deduct. Okay, already you send the invoice for 1000 euro, but now you have to deduct 200 euro. So for that you will be creating a return scenario, we'll see later. So this, for this we have to create a credit memo request. Okay. So first let's go to the system and start the activity. Okay, I'm logging into the system. Okay, so let me take the our materials. Okay, I will take this material 2303. I will take. Okay, so now first I'll execute our normal cycle. Okay, VA01. I'm creating a sales order. Okay, this we have covered many times. Enter. Okay, sold to party is this one. I'm entering the material. What was the metal we decided? 2303.